Good morning. Hi, friends. It's Tuesday, October 1st. How are you? We're just playing some ball and eating some morning cereal every morning. Routine. Consistency. Our pups. We like to provide that for them. It also helps us. Here's a little crazy today. What are you up to? Consistency helps our parts also. Because when we were growing up, everything was unpredictable, and providing safety for our parts and people and things on the outside world, consistency develops a connection and a rhythm that is predictable and somewhat controlled. We have been exploring our codependent parts, how they work on the inside and the outside, and we expressed that the last time that we visited. And we felt really quiet and withdrawn yesterday, but today we wanted to bring to you what it was that we were working with. And consistency also brings safety to the parts. So with that and working with our internal codependent group, we're exploring different ways that we controlled the environment or the situation that we were in. Even if it was uncontrollable, the Donna Reed always cooking and cleaning and scrubbing and doing all the things, it is in motion, working through feeling restricted or resentful or all the things, but also it was our way of seeking approval in the outside world, that, oh, your house is immaculate, it's always so clean, everything is all put in place and looks really nice. I remember one time that the body's mother was coming to visit our family, and our daughter was pretty small. And I remember saying to her father, I've got to clean the stove. If it has any grease at all, my mom is just going to talk shit about me. And it didn't occur to me until years later. That's my stove, and my stove can be greasy because it's my house. And who cares what she thinks? Because ultimately, my main focus was to tend to my child. And if my house was not immaculate, that did not mean that I was not a fit parent. So, sometimes you have to work through it so that you can see it differently and approach it differently in the future. So, you live and learn, right? It all comes. It's ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. Yep. Ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Here's Evan. And why are they giving all the blows? It's morning, and it's early, and we're just sipping on some coffee with you. Oh, boy. So, there was a hurricane, and our only sibling, lives in North Carolina, and Raleigh was not hit, so that's good. But all around, the hurricane came inland and is flooded. We know many people who have been affected by the hurricane and the floods and the broken streets and all the things, the downed trees and the mudslides, and devastation. So sorry that you're experiencing that. And we've seen a few videos where it appears as if police have stepped in the way for fear of looting businesses and stuff because there's scarcity, and whenever there's panic and all the things, people do irrational things, but we believe that it's the right of human to find the resources that they need, and if they are available, then the doors should be open for that. So I don't really agree with the police stepping in the way between. We believe that it is a human right to have food and water, and we hope that the resources are available to you to survive in this devastation of a natural disaster. Our hearts go out to you. With that, being that North Carolina was hit, and our intentions is to visit our sibling before the end of the year, this may affect our travels. We're not quite sure how that's going to work, what it looks like, but it's not about us. It's about you all and your safety and well-being. We've been working on this art piece of the eye with the human other person inside of the pupil, of the lens of the pupil. And with that, we're putting it in a 3D box and developing layers so that you can see the dimension, cutting out the actual painting. We'll have to share it with you whenever we're finished with it. We went downstairs to try to find something like styrofoam or something that we could create the layers with. We got distracted with our ADD and decided to rearrange the entire downstairs. And we found our baby book and our childhood photos and letters from our father. So while that little project was only going to take an hour, to which it did, putting boxes of things on shelves and up off of the floor, we mentally sat with knowing where we put everything. We also found our ballerina slippers that our mother had bronzed. We brought those upstairs. We're going to create a gallery wall back here, and we'll probably put them up there later. In addition to the eye painting that we've created in the shadow box, it'll go up here too. So that's our next project whenever we return from the symposium. And we're excited about that. I have something to look forward to whenever we return. And we do talk about this a lot, having bookends. Like before you do something, before you're going to go somewhere, rest up, take care of the parts and all the things that they need and require. The body requires rest, believe it or not. And also a bookend after something that you're anticipating to being hard. The bookends are like the glimmers, the things that you can create that bring you joy, that can bring you back into the current atmosphere and in the moment to which you can smoothly transition back into your space. So that's our little bookend, is to create a gallery wall on our wall. So all of that, going through all the boxes and all the things, boxes yesterday, actually, we've been sitting with the idea that our entire life is down there. This picture perfect life the life that she wanted us to see after she passed, talking about the body's mother, and how it was all not true. And then knowing that it wasn't true and looking at that past history and seeing that it was beautifully written, but it wasn't the truth. Which leads us to the painting, the eyeball. We are working with depersonalization, derealization, and if the baby books said one thing and then we know another story, the story that was untold, and unraveling the family history, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of generational trudging through fact and fiction, and it's like this internal detective to try to bring to light what really happened and sorting through the timeline. All of these things, it goes back to our parts and who were we in that moment of the family dysfunction and the reality versus their perception. And it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work. We have parts on the inside who want to believe this fantasy, fairy tale story that it was all good. We want to believe her writings. But even in our baby book, she shamed us so bad. A lot of times it wasn't praising us for our developmental milestones or how we were blossoming and growing up. It was how we were daydreaming in school or not paying attention. Looking into our past and seeing evidence is hard. Continuing to feel discredited. And the disbelief and the reality and speaking our truth and having more wisdom and courage to not necessarily what is in front of us to be seen as this fairy tale life, but also going back and remembering, and PTSD, CPTSD, it affects the body and it affects the spirit and our perception of the outside world. Is it safe? Is it dangerous? We see you. We see you. And we know just how hard it is that you are in today time, working through the past, trying to go forward, but never, ever making plans because you didn't think that you would live this long. We see you. You're a miracle. You belong here. You deserve to speak your truth. And whatever holds true for you, you believe it. Don't gaslight your parts. It's hard. It's really hard. As always, our hope is that there's something that we've provided for you that is thought-provoking that you will consider feeling, thinking, processing, and working toward a better future. So, sending you all love and happiness on today, October 1st. Also, A year ago today is whenever our daughter, our grandson, soon to be, next grandson, and her partner moved in. A year ago today. Yep. Past, present, future. How is it affecting you?